the gold is heavy, it's going to fall every chance that it can. Okay? So when the creek tilts like this down, the gold's going to try to run over here to the deep part. It's going to try to get, fall down into there, right? When it tilts back the other way, it's going to come back across. So wherever the main force of the water is where the gold's going to be moving.
Okay.
When you look down the creek and you see water running and you see just barely moving over here on the edges, ain't nothing moving over there. Ain't no gold moving.
They'll be in the middle.
You always look for the main force of the water and start there. And then you start testing going both directions, okay? One of the first things you do when you go into a creek is you look for tailing ponds.
What is that?
That's where people will classify the dirt or run a machine and build a big pile of dirt over here. They sit there and classify it and then they dump it. And they get so proud of a big pile that they built. And that's the dumbest thing you can do.
Why?
Well, you walk in and you look down the creek and you see a tailing pile. What are you going to do? You're going to walk down there and check it out, right? I don't care how good you are, you can't hide your hole if you got a big tailing pile sitting out there letting somebody know you dug there. So you don't keep a tailing pile. When you classify your dirt, you toss it. You classify your dirt and shake it like that, and then you toss it. You don't build a tailing pile. That's a big no-no. Every time you see one, you should test it. Because a lot of times people do tailing piles and they overburden. Here, I use a small classifier, okay? A lot of people use the deep ones.
Oh, so they lose
like this.
Lose the gold in the big hole.
And the problem with a deep one like this, it's too easy to overburden it. You get too much material in here and you start shaking it and all the holes get filled up with rocks, the dirt won't go through and the gold won't. So you can shake it all you want and it's still laying there. And then you give it a toss, you throw your gold away.
Okay.
So you don't overburden.
No.
You only put enough in there so you can work it and you can see it. You can see through this that there's nothing being piled up and left in there. See all that black sand in there? See all the black sand? It is flow sand. It goes right through your pan. It moves real easy. It's light. It's really light material. So there's not going to be no gold in it. The water has to be so deep before the gold moves. Okay? By the time it reaches that height and it hits the boulder, it backs up and has a barrier. So actually nothing's going to that. That water's holding it back. Okay? And then it keeps that same barrier going around the boulder.
Oh.
And then on the back side of it, it's like an arrow. It's like, see this point here, how this is coming? Behind this rock here. There's no gold here whatsoever back here. Nothing.
No gold behind.
If there's any gold, it's going to be on the two sides over here where it comes together. See the heavies in here? There could be a little gold in that. See it?
Yep.
See the black rock?
Yeah.
And same way over
That's
here?
the heavies, yeah. How about in front of the boulder?
Okay, where the barrier is,
Yeah.
you can have some gold fall. Because the gold will fall in front of it up here and then work its way around it. Okay?
Yep.
There's not going to be nothing underneath here. The water hits and backs up. So what you want to watch is you want to look at the creek, and the creek's going to tilt. It's going to run this way, and then it's going to run this way. So, like right now, if you look down the creek here, we're looking at the curve here. You see right here, the creek, we're looking down and you got the big curve.
Yes.
The water's running over here. The water's on this side of the creek, and you can see how it kind of banks like this. It's over here by these big boulders, and then it banks and it goes like that. So the water's not up against the curve. So the gold's not going to be up there in the inside curve. Most of the time, that's the place you look for.
The inside curve is on this side. It
Right,
won't be
that's
there.
the inside
It'll
curve.
be more like over on this side where the heavier water
The
flew.
water's heavy moving here, and
Yeah.
then it shoots down. Up there, you have the inside curve like this, and just above the creek is tilted like this, and all the gold's on the wrong side of the creek. So if it's on the wrong side of the creek, when it comes up to the curve, it's not going to hang up on that curve. If the creek is tilted like this a little bit, then the gold will be over here, and it'll hang up. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And just go like this and swing into the ground. That's a quick way to put somebody's eye out. A couple years ago, somebody did that. Was down here, and I had to go get a piece of rock taken out of my eye. You're not digging deep, so there's no reason for that. All I do with a pick is scratch the ground. Can you hear that down at the bottom, the gravel in it when I'm digging? It's a lot different. That sounds better than the other stuff. Let me see the rocker bottom in the whole thing. Okay, again, you want this rocker bottom to make it rock a lot easier. 1/4 inch classifier. A good way to use the scoop is not to sit here and shove like this because you're going to hurt your hand. So what you do is you roll it and you curl it like that.
Oh, yeah.
See how I'm doing that? That makes it easy. And you notice I'm taking this right off the very top of the ground.
Yeah. Now
I'm not throwing nothing away.
You allow for like the big rock to go in there rather than just toss it out?
No, I want something to bang. I want to make sure there's no gold on it.
Got it. Okay.
So now with this, you don't just sit there like this. That don't do it. You got to bang the rocks. Like that. And then you take it and you toss it. No tailing piles, nobody knows where you're at. Okay? Besides that, it's against the law to leave them. You don't have to knock them down now, do you?
Nope.
Nope.
So, I'm going to switch hammers here. Take your hand, come here. I want you to grab a hold of this pick. It's pull like this right here. Get a hold of the pick. Come around. Let me give you. Come around this side. Grab a hold of this pick and feel. Can you feel how smooth that is?
Yeah.
It's not rough. Okay, that kind of material, there's nothing in it.
Nothing in it.
Nothing in it. So watch the difference. Can you hear the difference?
I can hear the difference.
Hey, you feel it. So it's going to be coarse.
Oh yeah, it's more rough, yeah.
See how much difference there is? So there could be gold here, but there's nothing there because that was like silt. There's nothing heavies, nothing. You have to be in the heavies to get the gold, right? So let's take a little bit more here. And you notice how hard that ground is. A couple of them I'll pull out of the way. It's too big. It's ridiculous to stick something real big in there, you know. Get a little bit more, and this will be our first test, okay? And what's happening here, I'm getting some stuff off the very top, and underneath of it is nothing. See right here? See what turns to the silt? See where the ground just turns to the silt?
Mm-hmm.
Little tiny stuff. But it just when it gets to be all like that, there's nothing in it. Let me have one of the pans. Now, see, we're doing a test, right?
Yep.
Watch. One rock here. And one rock here. Let us know where the dirt came from. Okay?
Okay.
Because if we do 3 pans and walk over there, you're not going to know what pan came from where.
Right.
I guarantee you. It's going to happen.
Right. And then you...
So, let's move to the other side a little bit and check over here and see if there's anything over here. Can you see this?
Yeah.
This has all been filled in right here. See that?
Yep.
All the way down to there. See it? Okay, that's all rock that's been filled in, and that hasn't been touched. So we're gonna. Can you hear the difference in the material?
Mm-hmm.
You can hear how it's just like really grainy.
Yeah, I hear the difference. Mm-hmm.
And that's the kind of material you want to be digging in.
Okay.
If it don't make noise, there's nothing there.
No.
Okay?
Yeah.
And you're going to have lots of rocks like this. You know, bigger rocks and stuff that's going to be falling because they're heavy. See all the bigger rocks? People think just add a little more. I can put a little bit more in there. I can work it. I can put a little bit more in there. Let me just put a little bit more in there.
So gold can
I
be
want to fill this thing up.
gold can be attached to some of those bigger pieces, is what you were saying, huh?
So that's definitely overburdened. Okay, very good way to lose your gold. You can't work it. You sit and you shake it down. It's a lot harder to work when you sit and you shake it down. And you shake it, and you shake it, and you shake it, and you shake it. Now, all the rocks. Then you have to sit here and go like this. You see all this extra work I'm doing?
Yeah,
For
it's
nothing.
worth the time, yeah.
When you get down here on the bottom, you see how the rocks are all piled up in here?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Look at down here. Look at the dirt. See all the dirt in here?
It's all caught up.
See all that dirt?
Yeah.
Got gold in it.
Okay.
So if I just shook this and threw it, I'd throw the gold away.
Yeah.
It's overburdened. Got too much stuff in there. The little rocks fill in all the holes. Just for the fun of it, give me that other pen. Can you hand me this pen back here? I'm going to show you after that shaking, what was still in here, okay? Can you see how that would fill in the bottom?
Mm-hmm.
Fill in all the pieces of wire and cause like a false bottom?
Mm-hmm.
Look at all the small rocks. It blocks it. The material can't go through. So you gotta sit here and play with it. Remember what I said to do with this? Now look at all this material that was still in there.
Lost all that.
Could have lost all of that, and there could be all kinds of gold in there.
Now, you mentioned like some of the bigger rocks. I asked how come you just don't throw them out, but gold somehow can be attached to some of the larger rocks.
Exactly. Especially if it's wet. Here. See the dirt on that? There could be a piece of gold on that. Real easy.
I see. Yeah, I see. In that
See it?
dirt. Yeah.
And that's why even the smaller rocks could have gold on it. See how this is?
Yeah.
That's why you put a rock bottom, and that's why you shake it so hard.
Got it.
If I go like this, I'll take a little bit more dirt. If I sit here and go like this, I haven't cleaned the rock. All the small stuff went through, but I haven't cleaned the rock. You need to bang it. You need them rocks banging up against each other. Sometimes you got to put your hands and go like this, but you want them clean. So you bang them hard. Even if some of it flies out, it's not a big thing. You give it a toss. Okay, that's enough for a test. So this one gets 2 rocks, and this hole gets 2 rocks.
Great idea.
Okay, you can follow me?
Idea.